Any football fans? European football, not American football? We've had a relationship with Samsung for about over a year now, and a lot of success on the bada platform and other platforms as well. And I'll start with my presentation with a quick story. So, probably May last year, we're talking to Samsung folks, and we're like, so what's happening for FIFA 2010, and what's happening on the bada platform? And they talked about a few games and a few video plays that were happening. But they were said to us, hey, there's not going to be any really good live score apps for bada. And that's what we set out to do. So we worked with Samsung to create a World Cup app around FIFA in 5 languages. And what we created was a live scoring experience with news, stats, scores, schedules. And we had over 50,000 users in less than 30 days who used the bada FIFA app. And a lot of success. So that kind of got us excited about Samsung and bada even more. And what I'd like to do today is tell you a bit about our experience in bada. And I'll start off from a business perspective in terms of where we see the opportunity. And then I'll talk about the product perspective as to how we actually designed for bada and some of the products that we've launched. So first, a bit about our company and Polar. So Polar is a company, we've been around for 3 years. We were started in Toronto in Canada. We have customers all over the world. So today we have 200 publishers, the likes of Time Magazine, CNN, Business Week, CBS, Wired Magazine, Glamour, Shanghai Daily. These are all our customers. And they use our platform to publish their content to every device, including bada devices. So today we've launched over 500 mobile apps for about 200 customers in 10 countries and are approaching 8 million people using our apps. So we've had a lot of experience. These are a sample of some of the customers, some of the publishers using our platform. So you'll see a lot of news publishers, a lot of sports publishers, some TV stations like the Food Network, and global organizations, a lot of customers in Asia, Compass, biggest newspaper in Indonesia, Shanghai Daily, biggest English paper in China. So publishers all over the world are seeing the value of being on smartphones, and bada is what we're bringing to them among other devices. Thank you. So when we look at the mobile media opportunity, so you've got all this great content out there, it's branded content, and publishers are asking us, what's the opportunity for us to publish our content to smartphone devices? And really it's 2 things. The first thing is smartphone adoption is taking off. Every single person in this room, every single person in this conference has a smartphone. And by 2012, there'll be more smartphones shipped than PCs. So it's a new platform that these publishers need to be on. The second point, which is equally important, is understanding the ecosystem of who you could potentially reach. I think this applies to everybody in this room from your app perspective. The ecosystem of who you're going to reach on mobile is different than other ecosystems. So if you've got a website, if you've got a game online or a console, that's a different ecosystem than the ecosystem of consumers that are carrying smartphones. We didn't realize this at first, we realized it by accident. So I'll give you an example. The hockey news, so we're Canadians, we love hockey. The Hockey News is one of our early customers. The Hockey News is a 60-year-old print magazine that ships to about 100,000 people in 2 countries. So imagine yourself in the shoes of the Hockey News. You've got a magazine that's 60 years old, and it goes to 100,000 people. The Hockey News online goes to 300,000 people. And the Hockey News in mobile through our platform goes to over 1 million people. So what that means is they're reaching far more people off mobile devices than they are in traditional mediums. That's the opportunity for everybody in this room, is recognizing there are a lot more smartphones out there than any other device. That's why we've picked to really invest on smartphones. And I'm sure many of you are investing or have apps or products or games or sites online or on consoles. And get to mobile fast. That's the opportunity from a reach perspective. So what are people actually doing on their mobile devices from a content perspective? So this data is from ComScore from December, so about 2 months ago. You see, about 68% of people send text messages from their mobile device. Use this as a reference point for all the other data points here. So about half of the people that text message browse the web, and about half of those people that text message also download apps. That's a large number of people. This is not just smartphones, but this is every single device out there. Social networking, playing games, and listening to music are there as well. The key message here is people aren't using their phones to make phone calls. Yes, they're using their phones to make text messages, but all of the different applications and functions that people are doing on their devices is increasing. And that screams opportunity to us. It should scream opportunity to you. And I'd like to walk you through how we've kind of captured some of that opportunity. So a lot of questions get asked is, okay, I'll build mobile apps, I'll get my content onto these devices, how do I actually make money? And from our experience in working with 200 customers and having over 500 apps, these are kind of the 3 to 4 ways that we're seeing people make money, real money, today on mobile devices. The first, from an advertising perspective, is selling sponsorships. This is very content driven. So if I'm Time Magazine, if I'm Wired Magazine, I'm selling a sponsorship across my print, across my online, and across my mobile. That's the #1 way publishers are making money today off their mobile apps. The second way, and this applies to apps that have pretty good reach and a good amount of inventory, is mobile ad campaigns. So similar to the online model and how people make money online by selling the inventory, people are doing the same on mobile, but the difference is on mobile, the CPM, so the cost per 1,000 ad impressions, is much, much higher. And the reason for that is because the inventory is not close to as much. So the same publishers that are seeing online a CPM of $1 or $2, so that's $1 or $2 per 1,000 ads that are served. On mobile, they're seeing a CPM of $15 to $20. Now, to really play in the mobile ad game, you need to have enough inventory, and that's often a challenge. And to get enough inventory, the app needs to be free, it needs to be well distributed. You can partner with Samsung to try and help get the app promoted and featured. There's different distribution techniques that'll help create that inventory, and the inventory is how you monetize. And then, let's say you've got all this inventory. The question now is, how do I actually sell the advertising? There's really 2 ways to do that. You can sell it yourself, or you can partner with mediation platforms or ad networks to sell it. The benefit of selling yourself, you're going to be able to sell at a much higher rate. But the challenge is you may not have that DNA, you may not have the talent or the people or the connections to do that. At Polar, we're a software company. I've got a software background. We've partnered with agencies, we've partnered with ad networks and mediation platforms to sell the ad inventory. Third way is premium content. So premium content is really seen on mobile today with video and games. That's where we're charging the actual user for the content. Now, from a billing perspective, there's different business models as to how do you charge a user. And in the grander scheme of things, in the ecosystem, each of the smartphone OSs has different billing models. You're going to see one-time payments for a download. You're going to see subscription billing, so charging a user every month. You're going to see in-app payments, so a freemium model where you give a free download. With a free download, you're able to get good reach. And then once you've got the reach, you're charging users for content or specific pieces. And that ties into the digital goods concept as well. Digital goods, for that to really work, you need in-app payment support. And with the in-app payment support, you can charge users for microtransactions and drive a revenue stream through that. So now if you take a step back and look at these different revenue opportunities, a bigger opportunity is to combine them together. Where we've seen success with some of our customers is launching a free app. With a free app, you get good distribution, good reach. Charging for premium video or premium content in the app. And on top of that, selling advertising and sponsorships against the app. So you get a dual revenue stream. Revenue through advertising and sponsorships, and then revenue through paid content or paid subscriptions. So that's kind of the model that we like to promote and encourage publishers to follow. So here's some screenshots of some of the apps on Samsung that we've launched. We've got about 30 apps on bada today, and that'll continue to grow. International brands like WWF, Shanghai Daily, Digital Journal, Pro Football, American Football, and where we've spent a lot of time focusing is on the news and content experience. So news to us is content is everything from a tweet to a blog post to an image to an audio stream, a video stream. And with audio and video, doing both live audio and video and on-demand audio and video. Social is a key part to the apps, and that's making it fast and easy for the user to share the content. So I referenced the World Cup app that we had launched around FIFA, and what was remarkable about that app is 1 in 6 users shared the app. So we talked, first about reach and revenue. The reach opportunity gets that much bigger when you've got your user base growing your user base. So what do we do to do that? We made it easy. With one click, they can tap into their address book. With one click, they can post to Twitter. With one click, they can post to Facebook. And people actually use that, and they use it a lot. And everywhere they posted some content, it was sent from, insert the app name. So what that created is a loop back for users to come back to that brand and say, hey, this brand is available on my Samsung device, and I'm going to go download it. So social piece, once again, we discovered that by accident. It's really helped drive the user base because the user base grows the user base, which is a lot of fun as an app publisher. And the HTML5 support has been key, especially for us, given that we're in the content game. We work with so many big publishers that have all sorts of different needs and wants for their content. The HTML5 has given us a lot of flexibility. And that support on bada, and we've developed on other platforms, it's not as strong on other platforms today. Or at least it wasn't 6 months ago when we started on bada. So that's been a huge differentiator for us. So the World Cup app I shared, we had users in over 50 countries using that app. The apps were all free. And what we focused on with bada is supporting all the handsets. So our goal is reach and revenue. The best way to get reach is to make sure you're on as many devices as possible. And that's why we've picked to support bada in our platform for our customers. And then the revenue stream was through advertising. On the World Cup apps, and for most of our customers today, it is through advertising. So this is the key slide in terms of what did we learn in getting on bada devices from a business perspective, and how did it benefit the business. So we took a platform approach to bada. And what that meant was we didn't build custom apps on the bada devices. Instead, we built a framework on top of bada, hooked that up to our back-end content management system, and that made it fast and easy to launch new apps. Right, so we have just over 30 publishing apps in bada today. That number is going to grow pretty fast. But that ease of launch has really helped us win new business. It's helped attract customers to us by us being able to say we can get your app to market in a couple of weeks versus a couple of months. Now, to support bada, to make that happen, definitely took a large number of months because we're essentially building the framework and the platform on top of bada. And then, where we found some challenges and had to overcome is how do we build the framework and a platform, using a template model. So you'll see a lot of the apps follow similar templates. But how do we do it in a way that still gives our customers flexibility around layout, navigation, and UI? The feature set is pretty consistent. I mean, it's news, it's social, it's media, it's notifications. But in our vertical, the media companies care a lot about how does it actually look, how does it feel, and you can spend days, if not weeks, if not months, just customizing the UI of these apps and never get them out to market. And once again, the goal is reach and revenue. And the goal isn't to spend months and months in development. So the iterative process got us to market pretty fast once we built the platform on top of bada. The language support is key, and once again, that goes back to the reach goal. In supporting different languages, we're able to attract new customers. It's helped us grow our business. And to give you a sense, for Polo, we've got 200 customers today. We support 15 languages in our platform. It's all the usual suspects. A year ago, we only supported 2. And so the language support has been great for our business standpoint. And from a technical perspective, it actually wasn't that hard. The first lift, the first language support was pretty challenging because we had to abstract all the language-specific functionality and features. But we built it in a configurable way in that now we can support a new language without writing code. So we've got a config file, we've got a pretty seamless architecture that makes it fast and easy for us to support a new language. Testing different languages is definitely a challenge when you don't have all of the language expertise in-house. So we've had to go outside the company and commission outside help. So we haven't figured out how to make that fully scalable yet from a testing perspective. But from a deployment perspective, we've figured out how to scale across language and that it's not a roadblock anymore. And in the end, for content, it's about creating a rich user experience. So HTML5, CSS, what we're looking at now is how do we give our customers more control? How do we let them create the CSS and let us integrate that onto the platform, once again, without doing custom development or without doing a huge amount of development. And that's really what the goal is here. I mean, you've got all these platforms coming to market. You've got a huge pool of potential customers, and the challenge you're trying to solve is how do I grow my business exponentially versus on a one app basis. So the multiple device support has been key for us on that. And then the access to new markets. So by getting on these devices, what we've realized is there's users in countries that we're not targeting. It's allowed us to see, hey, Time Magazine is being read by a lot of people in Singapore. We don't have any customers in Singapore, but it's easy for us to see through our analytics that they're hungry for that content. We need to go after customers in Singapore. And that's a small example of how getting on these devices, it really takes you global, it takes you around the world. The Hockey News, one of our customers, sure they have about 1 million users of mobile, but 10% of their users come from Eastern Europe. So the Hockey News, headquartered in Canada, primarily the user base in Canada and the US, 10% of the mobile users have come from Eastern Europe. It's forced them to change the way they think about their content, their language support, and also their monetization. Up until now, they were not making a single penny from outside of North America. But because of mobile and new distribution channels, now they're trying to find ways to drive revenue outside of North America. And once again, something that happened by accident. We didn't realize the adoption of this content outside of the countries where these customers are. I'm sure some of you have probably seen that as well. Because people are literally everywhere. People are downloading apps everywhere because of the new distribution channels. So when we look at our platform and our approach, we've worked very hard to get to this value proposition of fast, easy, and works for our customers. It's funny, like outside of our customer base, I haven't met a single publisher that has said to me going to mobile has been fast. It's usually a very slow process. It takes a couple of months. With us, it's literally 2 weeks. I haven't met a single publisher that has said it's been easy. Everybody thinks it's going to be easy. I'm sure all of you have realized it's not easy, regardless of what device you're working on. But we take that pain away with the platform approach. And then the works element. The day you launch an app, it's pretty much stale because of all the new devices coming out and all the competing apps coming out there. So you've got to have a plan in place as to how do you keep your app fresh, how do you keep it relevant, and how do you keep it sticky for the users to avoid the effect of getting a lot of downloads and then the drop off on usage. Unless you're a game provider and you're monetizing the download, which means you're charging for the download, most people are not monetizing the download, they're monetizing the user. So there's a difference between a download and a user. A download is a one-time event. You may or may not be making money from that. The user is a recurring event. You will make money from users. If people are using your product, that means you're adding value. If you're adding value, you will find a way to monetize it. Whether you're charging the user, charging a sponsor, or charging an advertiser. So the works piece is key to make sure you've got users versus simply downloads. And we talk a lot about downloads. Some of the other big OEMs talk a lot about downloads as well and apps. But what we really talk about is users. So it's because of this value proposition, which we've learned, through a lot of pain, has been very valuable for our customers. Our business has taken off. So to give you a sense, today we have just over 500 mobile apps across different smartphone devices for our business. We've got 30 apps in bada. A year ago today, we had 40 apps. So the last 12 months, we've gone from 40 to 500 apps, and we're predicting to hit 1,000 apps by summer. So the next 5 months, we're going to essentially double the number of apps on our platform. And it's all because we've figured out the value proposition. We worked very hard to understand what is it going to take to grow this business. And something that I encourage all of you to do with your apps or your businesses is really try to understand what does the consumer or customer need, what are they looking for, and solve that problem. Versus what us who are technical oriented often do is see what's possible from a technology perspective. Center your technology around business problems. And that's what I hope you've gotten out of this talk. So we've got this platform approach that I've shared. And then we suck in content on the back end. We have ad serving or reporting. It's a giant CMS. And then we send out the content to the mobile devices to create that experience. So we've got this entire back-end infrastructure that nobody ever sees, powering all of our apps. It powers the bada apps. So it creates that real-time live score experience on our FIFA app. And so it creates the breaking news alerts for the Time magazine apps. It's because we've got this content engine behind the scenes, providing that seamless experience to the users. So those are kind of some of the key points that I wanted to share with you today. And to recap, from a business perspective, we see the opportunity of reach and revenue. Reach is get a lot of people. Once you've got a lot of people, revenue will follow in terms of how do you make money from those users. And from a product perspective, it's really understanding what are the business problems you're trying to solve with your product, and then make sure that's very clear across your entire team, your entire organization. For Polar, and you can use us as an example, it's fast, easy, and it works. We worked very hard to find a way to make the time to market from a couple months to a couple weeks. We worked very hard to find a way to make it be very easy and painless for our publishers, which means integrating with their ad servers, taking their existing content feeds through our SaaS, integrating with their reporting servers, and the workspace. We found a way to scale maintenance and support and upgrades of all these apps across all these devices in a way where we still make a bit of money and keeps the customers happy. So with that, thank you for your time, and I hope you learned something today from this presentation.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Bert from Cum2uS, a mobile game company. I'm very glad to present our presentation. Great to present our experience with everyone here today. The title of today's presentation is Cum2uS, Join the Wave with Slices. The title seems to have several meanings at the same time. Actually, anyway, I just mixed some keywords together. Cum2uS is our company's name, which is short for Cum2uS. Wave refers to the waves in the ocean. Wave is quite a locomotive phenomenon in nature. Wave is also the device with the bada platform, as you all know well. Slice is our popular game in many smartphone application markets. Last year, we made some games on bada. Slice it. For bada is one of our most successful games. So I'd like to share our experience with you guys. Okay. Who we are. First, I want to explain our company first. As I said, our company's name is Cum2uS. Some people pronounce it Cum2uS, but we are not a US company. Actually, our headquarters is in Korea. Actually, we are everywhere. It means you can access our game and download our game through various markets. If you come, we will entertain you. This is our main motto from the beginning. We just want to make a nice place for users to come and enjoy. We were founded in 1998. The next year, we began to provide several browsing-style games to most Korean carriers. After that, we launched the world's first Java game. Yeah. Actually, it is happened to be by myself. Now we have games on various platforms. We have 3 subsidiaries in China, Japan, and the US. But we are still getting bigger and wider. Next one is, who's our boss? I guess some of you know our boss. Jian Park is my boss. She's young. As her name, she's young. Actually, she is even younger than me. Is my boss. She majored in computer science. She started information programming business. When she was a university student, she started information programming business at the time. After graduating, she started a mobile business and founded Cum2uS in 1998. Actually, she is a pioneer in the mobile game business, I think. We started to develop the games for mobile phone since 1999. With her as the pioneer, we developed the first mobile games on WAP and Java, Blue, and other platforms, and also made the first MMORPG and 3D mobile games. So she got many famous awards from Time Magazine and me, Ernst Young. Something like, I heard that Ernst Young is quite famous awards. I heard. I think she is quite. She has quite customer side view. She thinks a lot from our customer point of view, and that's why she is honest to them. It's about how we grow. I feel actually we were quite old. I feel we had to grow slowly, but we have continuously become larger and better to this day. There are 2 directions to our growth. The first one is platform-wise. The other one is about area coverage. As technology developed, the barriers between platforms became big. Feature phones have a limited processing power, limited memory size, and limited file system. Now, current smartphones are very fast and even faster than handheld gaming devices like PSP or NDS. Mobile gaming environment is getting closer to online PC environments. Cheap or free internet, Wi-Fi, open market, even 30 to 40 ages target customer know how to play the mobile game. So now we can build a gaming community. The open market environment breaks market barriers too. It means, without each local carrier's approval, every user can access to the global market at the same time. The approval process cannot be a barrier, but mostly there are over 3 carriers in each country. It means there are a lot of carriers. It means there are a lot of approval process many years ago. So by just submitting a game, we can release it globally. So our global open market is growing. So our global revenue multiplied by over 4 times, 5 times every day and right now. Now we are servicing actually quite many games over various genres and over the world. From casual games, sports game, RPG, MMORPG, 3D networking. Some of our games are million sellers. Cum2uS games are actually played over 2 million times every day. Even right now, at this moment, users play. our main market is shifting from feature phone to smartphone open market right now. Okay. Now I want to show you our bada game. Okay, it works. Yeah. that is from my phone. Yeah. Actually, it is Slice. It was quite famous in UK and in Germany, some European countries. For example, App Store, we were ranked in first place. It is quite simple game. Now with the piece I have, and 2 is the goal. You can just slice it, make it 2. It's clear. Okay. So I want to try other staging. Or okay, for one. So we can make this triangle to 4 pieces with 3 strokes. So I will do like this. Same shape. 4 triangles. Okay, I want to try one more. Just one more. Okay. Let me see. They don't have to be same shape, right? Anyway, same, just like this. Okay, I can make it into 2 pieces. Oh, yeah, because the size is quite different. So I will try again. Can you move like, oh, okay. That's quite simple, can you? Next one. Yeah. Back to slide, please. Okay, the slice is quite simple games. All you need is just slice. You can move. With 2 fingers, you can do more correctly. You can decide end points. It is quite easy. No time limits and no competition, no stress, no high score. But it can be quite addictive. It can be getting harder and harder. Even you just want to solve the problem without hints. So they can save hints for the little difficult stages. So as I said, there's a pencil you have, and now and go. That's all the interface it has. So it has under function and hints. So even you can get hints from the button from the button. But it can be very complicated, and later obstacle and mirrors will come out. Yeah, for example, the pen can go over the red block, and about the mirror can reflect the line to the reflected direction. So you can use the angle. Actually, originally we made a slice original version, iOS and Android. It took almost 4 months, except prototyping, I think. The converting time is just 1 month. 1 month was enough. So let's introduce the end stage of development. The tie-up loose ends. It is easy to make good game, but it is hard to make great or million-seller games. We fixed some bugs and added some features at the QA stage. After that, we did beta test. Some feature idea was skipped, some were adopted. For example, the first one is about perfect score. This feature was added from the feedback from beta tester. Users repeatedly play to get the perfect score correctly, evenly. They want to divide to get the perfect score. Other competition features, just like bridge mode, some competition modes was skipped. Yeah, I want to talk about bada. Yeah, actually, bada has many good features. It had a well-ported OpenGL. It was quite good. Basically, our engine is based on OpenGL. And on instant device error logging, control is quite good. And a good system resource control. And the suspend region worked fine without any application side code, no code. And tools and documentation worked quite good. But there were some downsides. Sometimes we had hard time with backward compatibility problems, and I mean, just in better release of the SDK. And some audio API problem. I mean, the standard was changing. So at the beta SDK release, we had hard time with them. And relatively target device was somewhat low spec devices. So actually, the game programming is quite low level programming, as we know. I think so. Programmer had to make their own user interface, and also real-time user processing should be done. We prefer using primitive data type, but we had to convert primitive type to bada specific types to pass parameters. So it's about additional notes. Well, I worked at mobile business even from year 2000s. At the time, I mean, who knows the future? Yeah, most people thought that Shim would grow in the future 10 years ago. But right now, newbies are growing. As you know, they are iOS and Android, I think. I'm not sure about the future. Actually, we are game programmer, and I think most programmers do not have any preference for specific framework or API. It means we are making games on almost all platforms with C or C++. We are using pointers. But Windows Mobile 7 is different. We have to use XADC# for Windows Mobile Phone 7. So we develop our existing game slightly from scratch. So it can be a problem. I mean, I think it is good for Xbox programmer. XADC is the same platform. But as a mobile game program, it is hard to use a mobile 7. Well, it can be about easy to create versus easy to transfer. From a development perspective, I would like to choose the latter. I mean, there are a lot of apps in the open markets everywhere, every platform, there are many apps. So bada can take them easily by supporting manager-level accountability. Hardware spec and screen size are quite important to us, and stable device driver are quite crucial too. But many device-specific problems in many platforms are caused by unstable device drivers. So we were very happy to work with bada because we expect a big market for bada too. We hope bada remains a fast, optimized, and stable platform. And we hope there are many more bada devices on the market. Thank you. Thank you for your attention.